The truth did not fall into my lap. It was dragged, one painful piece at a time, out of shadows where my own family-in-law had tucked away. When I first married Daniel, I believed I had been accepted into his family as their daughter. His mother hugged me tightly at the wedding, whispering, "You're one of us now." His father smiled, clapping Daniel's back proudly. His sister even toasted to a forever bond. But forever didn't last. The changes started subtly. Daniel would stay out later than usual, excuses piling up like unpaid bills. Work dinners, urgent meetings, clients from out of town. I wanted to believe him. So I did. I wanted to believe his family, too, when they told me, "Daniel is working hard for your future. Don't doubt him." But the evidence became harder to ignore. A lipstick-stained napkin in his jacket. A perfume that wasn't mine. His phone face down, passcode changed. The coldness in his voice when he spoke to me, compared to the warmth he saved for others. I confronted his mother once, trembling as I asked, "Do you think Daniel might be seeing someone else?" Her eyes sharpened, then softened into a practiced smile. "Oh, dear, don't let insecurity ruin your marriage. Men get busy. Don't nag. Support him." It felt like she was patting me on the head, shooing me away like a child. But her reaction was too quick, too protective. My stomach twisted. One night, Daniel came home late, shirt untucked, smelling faintly of wine and roses. I asked again, directly this time, "Are you having an affair?" He looked at me with that same tired expression, one I had come to fear. "You're imagining things, Claire. Stop listening to your paranoia." Then he turned and went to shower, ending the conversation. But I wasn't imagining things. It was a sister, ironically, who slipped up at a family dinner. She giggled after too much wine and said, "If she ever finds out about," before her mother's sharp glare cut her off. The silence that followed burned hotter than the candlelight on the table. That was my breaking point. I pressed harder. I followed my instincts. And one afternoon, when Daniel said he was working late, I drove to his office. His car wasn't there. I tracked his phone using a feature we'd once shared openly before his secrets began. It led me to a hotel on the edge of town. I waited outside, every nerve shaking, until I saw him walk out. Not alone. A woman clung to his arm, laughing. He kissed her in broad daylight. The world collapsed around me. Yet strangely, I felt calm. Cold. My suspicions were no longer shadows. They had a face, a name, and undeniable proof. When I confronted his parents with what I'd seen, expecting at least shock, maybe even support, what I got instead was worse than betrayal. It was complicity. His mother sighed, almost impatiently. "Claire, marriages are complicated. Men make mistakes. You need to be stronger, more patient. Do not shame him. Do not shame this family." His father looked away, muttering, "What's done is done. You'll only make things worse if you spread this around." I couldn't believe it. They knew. They had known. And instead of protecting me, they had chosen to protect him. Their son, their golden boy. His happiness, his secrets, mattered more than my dignity. I said through clenched teeth, "You let me walk into this house, smile at me, eat at my table, while all of you knew he was cheating on me?" His mother finally dropped the mask. "It's better this way. At least he comes home to you. Be grateful for that. Grateful for scraps of love, for lies dressed up as loyalty." That night, I confronted Daniel again, this time with no room for him to twist the truth. "I saw you at the hotel. With her." For the first time, he didn't deny it. He didn't even look guilty. He just said, "I didn't tell you because I knew you'd react like this." Like this, meaning with anger, heartbreak, betrayal. Meaning human. The fight that followed ripped through every wall we had built together. I accused. He deflected. I cried. He turned cold. When I told him I had spoken to his family, he smirked and said, "Of course they'll stand by me. I'm their blood." And that's when the truth became clear. I had never been one of them. I was only ever temporary. An outsider tolerated as long as I kept quiet. I left that night, carrying only a bag of clothes and the weight of a marriage that had rotted long before I admitted it. His family never called to ask if I was okay. They never asked me to come back. In their silence, they confirmed it all. They weren't just bystanders. They were guardians of betrayal. Months later, when Daniel tried reaching out, when he said the other woman was gone, when he begged me to come home, I laughed bitterly. Home? The place where lies were nurtured, where his family protected his sin, where my pain was dismissed. That was never home. My real home became the life I rebuilt after walking away. The life where truth mattered, where loyalty wasn't one-sided, where I wasn't told to be grateful for being betrayed. His shocking confession was not just that he had an affair. It was that everyone I trusted to stand beside me had been standing against me all along. Leaving Daniel should have felt like freedom, but the first weeks were heavy with grief. I stayed at my sister's apartment, staring at the ceiling at night, replaying every moment of my marriage, every smile that now seemed false, every family dinner that was poisoned with secrets, every time his mother told me to trust him. I cried until I had nothing left. Then came the anger. I wanted to expose them, to strip away the mask his family wore in public, that polished image of respectability. Daniel's father was a businessman, his mother a church committee head, his sister a socialite. They were admired, envied even, and behind closed doors, they were liars, enablers. But instead of going on a warpath, I focused on myself. I filed for divorce. When the lawyer asked if I wanted to cite adultery, I said yes, with proof. I handed over the hotel photos I'd taken of Daniel with the other woman. My lawyer raised an eyebrow. His family won't like this. I laughed bitterly. They've already chosen their side. The divorce hit them harder than they expected. Daniel tried to charm me back into silence. His mother called me once, her voice dripping with false kindness. "Claire, darling, you don't want to ruin Daniel's reputation. A divorce like this, it will shame us all." I snapped. "I was already ruined when your son cheated, and you helped him hide it. Don't talk to me about shame." And I hung up. That was the last time she dared to contact me. But Daniel didn't give up so easily. He showed up at my sister's place one evening, flowers in his hand, his voice soft and pleading. "She meant nothing, Claire. I was stupid. I let my family talk me into hiding it. But I want you, only you. Please, let's fix this." I looked at him, really looked. For years, I had loved this man with every fiber of my being. And now, standing in front of me, I saw him not as my husband, but as a stranger. "Fix this," I said coldly. "You didn't just cheat on me. You let your family gaslight me. You all made me feel crazy, small, unworthy. And now you want forgiveness just because you're scared of losing everything." His jaw tightened. The softness faded. "So this is it then? You're really going to walk away?" "Yes," I said simply, "because I finally realized I was never married to just you. I was married to your family, and they'll protect your lies until their last breath. I'm done being the scapegoat." His face twisted with frustration, but I didn't flinch. He left that night, slamming the door behind him. The divorce was finalized months later. Word spread quietly in the community. People whispered, curious, judgmental. His family tried to spin it. Of course. They painted me as unstable, too emotional, too demanding. But I had stopped caring what they thought. Instead, I focused on rebuilding. I went back to school, poured myself into a career I had put aside for Daniel's comfort. I reconnected with friends I had drifted from during the marriage. Slowly, the heaviness lifted. I began to feel like myself again, only stronger, wiser. And then, almost a year later, fate twisted the knife in a way I hadn't expected. I ran into Daniel's sister at a grocery store. She looked tired, almost haggard, and for once, the arrogance was gone. She pulled me aside and whispered, "Claire, you were right. About everything. He's cheating on her too, the woman he left you for." For a second, I felt satisfaction, vindication. But then came a deeper realization. It wasn't about the other woman or even about me. Daniel was who he was. Unfaithful, enabled, and unrepentant. His family's protection hadn't saved him. It had only made him worse. As I walked away, I didn't feel pity for his sister or his mother, who was now whispering to others about how Daniel just can't find happiness. I felt free, because the shocking confession of my story wasn't just the affair. It was that his entire family had chosen lies over love. And once I escaped that web, I found a truth they could never take from me, that I was worth more than their protection of his sins.